Hey guys, TKC here, the Kaijudo channel, and I'm going to be doing something different today. I guess I'm going to do my very first Kaijudo news video from not the comfort of my own home, but from the place where I used to do my other vlogs and stuff like that. I figured I have like half an hour left to kill time, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and do a Kaijudo news segment here. I just got back from Pro Tour Gate Crash, which took place here in Montreal. It was just amazing. It was just excellent. The coverage team was it was a lot better. They actually added like a side hand listing or something like that, so you actually knew what were in each of the players' hands, which I thought was a really nice touch to the coverage. And like the finals matches and stuff like that, oh my god, there were some really close matches. It was just intense. It was just back and forth and like constant like mind games, like does he have this, does he not have this, and a bunch of other stuff. And first female to ever top 8 a Pro Tour, which is amazing. There's just so many incredible stories there. A lot of like excellent players made it to the top 8, and a couple of them like didn't actually make it to a top 8 before, which is surprising considering their career. And so it was just really nice to see all those awesome names in the top 8. But back to business, let's actually talk about Kaijudo. So I believe there were 3 cards that were previewed between my last news video and this one. So I'm going to go over and talk about those right now. First, I'm going to talk about a 2-for-2K vanilla by the name of Branca the Treacherous, I believe. Not sure what to say about this, but it is a Drakon though, so that actually is a little bit special considering you could actually like have a better turn 2 Drakon than I guess Cliff Cutter, which isn't really the best, but you know, it's just like another turn 2 Drakon, which is really helpful for the Drakon deck. However, that's not the only reason why this card's good, because they actually came out with another card called Burnclaw the Relentless. Sorry if I got the name wrong, I'm not sure. This is kind of like not too fresh in my head, but I think that's what it is. It's a level 3, 5,000 power Drakon evolution, and basically when you put it into play, you get to search your deck for a Branca the Treacherous, that 2-for-2K Drakon, and putting onto the battle zone, which is incredible. So we have now another level 3 Drakon evolution, which is amazing. It pairs very well with Laser Arm Drakon, and not only that, it actually like creates a token in a way. I know I'm kind of relating it to Magic, and like this is probably like the first time I've ever seen this kind of effect in Duel Masters or Kaijudo. I'm sure Duel Masters has some sort of weird effect like this in the OCG, but as far as I know, the English game didn't have anything similar to this besides like, I guess, Miraculous Rebirth, which you're able to do, and Live and Breathe. Right? There's not many cards where you're able to take a creature from your deck and put it on the field. And so this, 2-for-2K vanilla is kind of like a pseudo token in Kaijudo, which is really crazy. It's awesome. So I could honestly see Mono Fire Drakons be really, really good now. It has like a bunch of bait to play all these cheap Drakons, just to top it off with the Blastforge Captain. I think that deck could go really well. So, yeah. Looking forward to see how well that deck does. I think it'll be pretty awesome. So those 2 cards are actually previewed on Pojo's card of the day, which is pretty awesome. I highly suggest you go check it out on Pojo. They do a card of the day kind of segment thing where people, like a handful of people just kind of come in and they give a review on, some of the cards in Kaijudo. And so I highly suggest check that out. I believe Gorby from Team Peach is there from time to time. Also Raijinku, and of course Aiden Thorne from Gates Kaijudo. Sometimes Jay Matthews. There's just like a handful of different people every time, I guess. So I highly suggest you go check that out. And lastly, I believe the other preview card was on Facebook, and I think the card is called Dragon's Breath or Breath of Dragons or something like that. Something about Dragon's Flame Breath, something like that. And it's funny because the art of this card is actually from a light card in Duel Masters called Lightning Charger. I forget who pointed that out. I think it was like Nolan or something like that. And it's just kind of funny how, I think this is the first time a card from a different civilization, a card art from Light pops up in another civilization, which is pretty awesome. So this card's very unique. It's basically a level 7 Shield Blast, and you banish an enemy creature with 3,000 or less, then 2,000 or less, then 1,000 or less. So it's weird. It's a mix of a lot of different things, and I don't want to say flat out the gate that this is better than Barrage, but just like looking at the card, I think it actually would play out a lot better than Barrage. I could be very well wrong on this, but I think that extra reach with the 3,000 power that it can banish is actually quite important. You know, there are a lot of creatures that, you know, go over the 2,000 mark. I mean, of course, you don't want to be banishing Razor Kindred puppets. I'm sure there's other like signature cards that you want to banish from the 3,000 or the 3,000 range, but I can't think of them right now. Cards like Great Arena, I guess, is another one, but that card hasn't really been seeing much play. But I don't know. I could see it working kind of well against Blurple. It's also really good in those decks that actually use Essence Self, if those still exist anymore, because then like you could get rid of the Essence Self that's powering up the Seneschal or whatever, and then banish the Seneschal, and then banish, you know, whatever else. So I guess it could be kind of useful in those situations, but that's kind of like a very specific case. So that's it as far as previews go. Other news, I don't know. What else happened? I can't really think what else happened. Oh, right. This kind of passed quite a long time ago. I think it was last weekend. But there was a pretty big box tournament down in Oklahoma City. And Preston from Denver Kaijudo actually flew down there to play. And he actually made top 4 with Carl Reddish and Bobby Break, and then the eventual winner of the whole thing, who was playing some very peculiar mono water Cyberlord thing. It was very weird. It was using like Neuron's Oracle to combo with Forklift, which is strange because there's only like one of each in the deck. It's like a lot of like random one-ofs, and I don't think there were Rusalkas in there. I don't know. It was just a really weird mishmash, but it worked, and it beat Cobalt Control, and it beat like all the Blurples. It just kind of went through everything. So I don't know. I guess mono water Cyberlords are something to look out for. Yeah, I honestly don't know how that deck won, but props to you for winning that. And props to Preston for top 4ing, which is awesome. He had a pretty interesting deck. He had like a Water Dark Fire aggro-ish kind of deck, I guess. He had like Unchains, Gila Flames, Medusa's Neurons. But yeah, it was a very interesting deck, so good job to you. What else happened? Battle boxes. The 2-player battle box thing, it's like absolutely nowhere up here in Canada. And it's really such a shame. Like, I mean, I don't want to like, you know, kind of like shoot this out there too early, but I think like in my area at least, and I guess in some places else in Canada, like Kaijudo just really isn't like known here. It's like, it's completely unknown. And I know it's not like the store's fault or anything, but at the same time, it's not my fault or the player's fault either. Like, it's kind of hard to convince people to play a game when they're already playing so many other games. And like, I don't know, it's just like, it's very strange, especially in my city. My city, a lot of people are French here, first language, and like they already had to get over the language barrier in like the other card games to like pick up on the English effects and stuff like that. And now they have to do it again with another game which they're not familiar with. And at the same time, they had to fork more money towards that game. So it's kind of conflicted here where I am. And I also asked about a set premiere, and both stores, or pretty much all the stores here, are not holding a set premiere, which is a total bummer. Because then I don't get to get the promos or whatever awesome free stuff you get at set premiere. So it's looking like I guess I'm going to be sitting back and watching everyone else enjoying their set premiere, which is a total bummer, but it's okay, I guess. You know, I have good friends in the community, that's all that matters, and you know, the promos, I don't know what they are, but if they're dragons, you know, it's like, dang, I want some dragons. But anyways, we'll go ahead and see what happens. All I know is I definitely want to compete in Kaijudo Master Challenges at some point, and that's pretty much it. That's all I care about. Dual days too, but with the way things are going, like, there's going to be no dual days or KMCs where I live, which is going to be just so bad, but oh well. I'll be flying out to many KMCs and meeting everyone pretty much. So, yeah, I guess that's all I'm going to say. I guess I got to go catch my bus now. I think it's actually really soon. So yeah, guys, this is TKC signing off. Have a nice day.